So we're here on this wonderful evening to pay tribute to all the wonderful mothers. I'm here to help honor my mother, Verona Greenland. She is the president and CEO of the Mars Heights Health Center here located in the Southwest Bronx. She's had a marvelous tenure. It's been over 30 years helping to provide services for the underinsured and the underinsured, the people who need help and access to health care the most. But more important than that, she is my mother. She is my confidant. She has always been there for me in any way to help support me throughout my life. I think some of the funnier times that we've shared together, I always tell people about how my mother, God bless her, I'm her only child, and she was often terrified when I played football as a child and then ultimately in college. But God bless her, she came to almost every game. She was there in the crowd. She cried from the first quarter through the fourth quarter and wouldn't stop crying until the game was over and she could see I was still in one piece. And she did this through 4 years of high school, another 4 years of college. So I love my mother. She's always there to support me and to help those in need. And I'd like to thank the Caribbean News for helping to pay tribute to her and all the wonderful mothers who do so much for all of us.
So our next mother that we're recognizing is Verona Greenland and her son, John Pinion. Can you please step forward?
And before her son talks about her, Verona is a very, very modest person. But if you know anything about the Affordable Care Act, there is a lot of trouble on both sides of the aisle around the Affordable Care Act. And even the Supreme Court is now debating it. But there's one part of the Affordable Care Act that everyone's in agreement with, and that is that we should have more what we call federally qualified community health centers. And these are health centers in the community that are there to provide health care, and they employ community people. They make community people feel very special. They give them that health care in the community that you find in the finest neighborhoods. There are several major health care centers that were looked at before they poured all the additional money into health centers for the Affordable Care Act. Mars Heights, that is run by Verona Greenland, is one of the largest and finest federally qualified community health centers in America. And it's because of what she has done there over 20-some years, over 30-some years, my apologies, before I was born. Over 30-some years. Me too. Over 30-some years, that money is now being taken from other sources and put into federally qualified community health centers. So she is a mother, and she is a hero. And to all the great things that you do, Verona, we are so indebted to you. Now to your son.
A little follow-up here. My name is Joseph. This is my mother, my loving mother, Joseph. What can you say about my mother, Verona May Greenland, President and CEO of...
Excuse me, I'm just going to ask you to pause a little bit. Could you move a little bit closer? Because you're soft-spoken, and we need this to be straight.
On the screen? Oh, okay. So we have to make sure we reach the back. So what can we say about my mother, Verona May Greenland, President and CEO of Mars Heights Health Center? For over 30 years, she has worked tirelessly as an ambassador for the importance of quality health care for all. She is a beacon of hope for those members of our community, too often relegated to society's shadows, and she is a champion for the vulnerable in dire need of a hero to hear their cries. What began as a $25,000 experiment amidst the ashes and the fires of an impoverished Southwest Bronx has evolved to become a model of excellence for managed health care nationwide. But perhaps more important, the work of Mars Heights Health Center, under the guidance of my mother, Verona Greenland, stands as a testament to illustrate how a willingness to serve and understanding the true civic responsibility can translate into actual society upliftment. Today, Mars Heights Health Center is everything that their mantra claims to be, the caring place. It is a multi-site health care home for 60,000 patients with an operating budget of over $40 million. And most recently, they completed a $50 million facility
which will help expand their breadth of services, including the much-needed access to affordable housing for the elderly. A narrative restricted to the impact my mother has had professionally is one any person could envy. However, it would fail to encapsulate who she truly is as a person. And on this night, where we honor the mothers that have changed our worlds, such a narrative would fail to describe just exactly what my mother has meant to me. She is the reason I am the man I am today. She is the impetus behind the man I hope to become. She has always been my compass, guiding me through life's labyrinth and sustaining me with her unconditional love. She has been my mother, my father, my friend, and my confidant, strong enough to tell me when I am wrong, and sometimes even gracious enough to tell me when I'm correct. The sacrifices she has made for me are great, and her steadfast support is everything a child could ever hope to receive. Proverbs 31:25 says, "Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future." Every time I read these words, images of my phenomenal mother flood my mind. She is a pillar of dignity, the physical manifestation of perseverance, and the soundtrack to eternal hope. I am honored to have been raised by a woman who instilled in me the importance of giving back, a woman whose confidence stems not from pride or greed, but from demonstrated ability, a woman whose relentless efforts are fueled not by her ego, but an unwavering belief in her objective in the people beside her. My mother has served the community as she has served our family, faithfully, selflessly, passionately. And while there is no honor that can truly encapsulate the scope of her sacrifices, I am proud to stand beside her, basking in her excellence, today as she has always stood in mine, and witness her receive this most deserved award.
Verona Greenland, health care specialist, community advocate, advisor nationally on health, scholar, steadfast commitment to health, quiet, humble, but dynamic, from the Morris Heights Health Center. And we have our new Consul General who from Jamaica to New York to join us in this presentation, Consul General Verona.
Good evening, everyone. First, let me say congratulations to all the mothers in the room.
Thank you.
And let's face it, we're all standing on some mother's shoulders, some woman's shoulders, some woman. I am so moved, my son. Thank you so very much for those wonderful remarks. I am the product of my mother, my grandmother. And if you work or you walk into my organization, what you'll hear people talk about my grandmother Moon. And so Moon was a pillar, and the person who really gave me, strengthened me. And oftentimes when I speak of things, I keep on thinking that maybe that's from some great university. It's from my little grandmother Moon and from my mother. My mother is 92 years of age this year. Unfortunately, could not be here tonight. So I just want to thank my mother, my grandmother, and all the women who stand by my side. Most important, thank you, my son, and all my family have always been very supportive. Congratulations to each of the mothers here tonight.